how would you explain, right? Again, let's imagine someone's in my position, Roy. I only watch Tier 1 CS in theory. Obviously, the joke is, except when I did Flashpoint. Right, but anyway, aside from that, I only watch the big tournaments. I watched so many years, man. I don't want to watch the best teams, you know. I'm not here to be like the guy who knows like the 7th best team from fucking Bosnia or something. I don't give a fuck. So if someone was like me and they only watched this level of tournaments, right, then basically after this point in time, you disappear for them, mate. Like, obviously, the team changes. Some of these players I've described, some of them go over to Heroic. The team breaks apart. Airco goes to Mousebots. It actually looks like, funnily enough, you're the one who gets left behind, unlike Bobsky. Like, all the other players go away. And here's the reason why it makes perfect sense, Roy, is if you're picking apart a team, everyone knows it goes like this, mate. If you're an in-game leader, but you're not like some super genius, right, you're stuck because you have to stay and make the next team. They don't recruit in-game leaders. Glaive doesn't give his job up. Carrigan doesn't give his job up. So the in-game leader always stays. The stars always get taken. That's obvious. You know, the star players get taken elsewhere. Orpa goes here. Rifler goes there. The ones who always get left, in theory, is the support and the entry, because everyone goes, whatever, anyone could do that job, right? And they're the ones that aren't the sexy roles. Like, let's be real, most people who are like entry fraggers don't have a frag movie, you know, it's not the sexiest role. So here's my question, right? It looked at this point in time until basically up until this major, like you just disappeared and it was going to be the end of your career. But then everyone saw in this Copenhagen Flames team, you came back, and stats-wise, you are the star of the team. Whether people can look at the game and go, you know, role-wise, what you do, stats-wise, you are the star player of Copenhagen Flames, right? So the obvious question everyone has is like, is this the same Roy? Like, that's not the guy from Mad Lions, right? I heard you claim, and people around your team were claiming you play the same roles in the same spots. Is this true? If so, then how is this possible? Like, what were they doing differently with you in Mad Lions and Tricked that meant you weren't having this kind of performance? What's changed?
I mean, I've played almost all the same roles in my whole career. And I've always been a star player. I mean, I just think that the thing that maybe puts it apart is on the T side. Did my headset go out?
No, I can hear you still.
Like on the T side, I'm kind of an entry fragger there, and I like to go first, and I like to be really aggressive and just, you know, run in, and I'm just really aggressive, like in general, and always puts me in a position where I'm like making a lot of space for my team. And I think that if I don't have a good CT side where my like star positions are, where I can get a lot of frags, then maybe it can look like I'm not having a lot of impact. I'm not really like the star player or whatever, and because my T sides usually in general haven't really been that great because I'm just like going first a lot. Of course, it depends on the team I've been on and stuff like that, but I definitely feel like in Mad Lions and towards the end, there was just like, it was fair that I didn't get another chance, that I had to take a step down. I generally accepted that because I didn't feel like I played up to my responsibilities back then as well, and a lot of it had to do with my wrist. I'm a kind of a guy who needs to just have like 100 or 120 plus hours each 2 weeks to play good and play at a consistent level individually. And the way I play, if I'm not there individually, then I'm just gonna fall through because I'm really aggressive and I take a lot of duels. And if I'm just like, you know, if I don't have any aim, then I'm gonna lose a lot of those duels, and I'm just gonna end up dying. You know, I'm not, so I think in the end of Mad Lions, I had a lot of issues with my wrist, and I couldn't really play as much as I wanted to. And I mean, then I just, you know, I didn't really do what I should do on that team. And I also think that I was kind of a reason why we didn't really end up, you know, pulling through together with Hunton back then. And also, like in the later stage with ochs and roeJ, I think I didn't really play up to my part back then. And I feel like it was fair that I had to take a step down. And I think towards the end, actually, my wrist got a lot better, and I started like I could work a lot like I wanted to again. And then when we joined Copenhagen Flames again, then I was just, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, go back to the old me. I'm maybe gonna change it up a little bit of things, but I'm just gonna keep going the grind and just like really, really work hard like I did back in the day where I actually could, and not worried about my wrist because it was good. And then together with that, like being in the team we are right now, that the chemistry is really good, then I think everything just clicked, and my individual level has just been really, really consistent and great after that.
What was it like then to go to the major, and especially in the first phase? You were just carrying, you were just shitting on everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually surprised myself that it kind of ended up being like that, because I knew that I wasn't the greatest lane player, and my experience hasn't been that great, and I had a lot of issues like being nervous and not really focusing on the game. So I don't actually know what it was, but I just remember I actually think it was after the phase game, I was just like, this is actually the first time ever that I've played such a match on such a high level and in a studio where I just completely didn't feel nervous or like any emotions at all. I was just fully, you know, focused on the game and what I had to do and what I could do and how I could punish them, all these kind of things. And I think that was like the first time playing at that level that I had that feeling. I'm not sure like where it comes from, if it was a team or it was me being comfortable individually. I'm not sure where it came from, but I mean, it just started happening at that lane, and I could just immediately feel the difference compared to back when I played and I was nervous and I was like, oh, can I really do this? And I was second guessing myself and I didn't really have a lot of confidence. I just had so much confidence in those matches. I was just full focused on the game, and I think that's what like kind of set me up for a great success.
Want to see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.